Hi, it's Chris Folino with Newvision Asia, and today I want to go over what you should be putting in your trade show bag when you're walking the shows in trade shows in China. Whether it's the Canton Fair or the Global Sources show, there are thousands and thousands and rows upon rows of booths you're going to be looking at. So after 20 years of walking those floors, I want to give you some advice on how you should pack your bag so that you don't suffer booth fatigue, which I will link to in the other video on how to avoid that. And by doing that, you want to be traveling as light as possible. So, get a backpack. Don't get the roller bags everyone carries around that they wheel behind them. Some shows won't let you in, and you drive people insane when you're constantly rolling over their feet, or you'll drive yourself insane by slamming into the next roller bag. You want to be able to travel light, move quickly when needed, and make sure you're not getting in everybody else's way, just to keep everyone's peace of mind. So, first up, your backpack. Make sure it's an old trusty one with lots of pockets that's comfortable. Like the running shoes you'll be wearing in the trade show, make sure everything's broken in and fits well, because that backpack's going to be on you for hours. First up, get yourself a water bottle, the standard ones, you know, the Nalgene's or whatever version they might be. But these, you can use them to fill up where there's free water stands that are the global sources. Whether or not they're at Canton Fair depends where you are, and if the 10,000 other people haven't already used them dry. So keep that with you. Keep yourself hydrated in the show. It's going to make you last a lot longer. Also, if you buy water at the show, they normally come in very cheap, super thin bottles, and you just empty those out into yours. And then you can also kind of keep an eye on how much you're drinking water throughout the day to keep yourself healthy. So, next thing, have your show card. Get it ready ahead of time if possible. You can go online, but even if you can't make it, you bring your photos, your passport, and then you've got this card. Now, you have to wear it in all the shows, but when you leave a show at the end of the day, take it off. If you've got it around your neck and you're in the subway system and that, you just want to avoid being a mark. I mean, obviously, you're in China. If you're not looking Chinese, you're a foreigner, but whether you're a local to there or not, you just want to avoid anything where somebody marks you for pickpocketing or anything like that. I've never had that problem in the past, but just taking the show badge off at the end of the day also will signal to yourself you've made it another day. You've probably walked 10, 15 miles. Get that app on your phone and you can see how many steps you are putting in. So, along with the badge, we've got pens. Bring a couple of these, different colors, depending on the type of person you like, how you like your note taking. Now, taking notes. There's two trains of thought, and I've done both ways. I've used the big notebook in the past and the smaller one. It depends what kind of a note take you are. So you've got your big one here that's going to be heavier, but you can, open it up. You've got a lot more space, and then you're going to staple a name card right to the corner. Also, so the whole book doesn't become super fanned out, swap where you're stapling the card each time on these. Then fill it up with your notes, and that way you can keep everything organized. Because I guarantee you, after the 50th booth that you've taken a card from, you're not going to remember what the first one was. So take those notes, record that pricing. Also, in your notebook, use like a star system, 5 stars. Oh, I'm really interested in this product. I'm going to come back to it, down to 1 star. Those 1 stars, I usually just tend to take the card if they've shoved it in your hand, and when you're a row or two later, then you can get rid of it. Other people like the smaller notebook. This is the one I've come to prefer over time, where I'll just staple the card at the bottom of it, and then I can write at the top, and then I can easily flip through for when I want to look at something. Also, because I may use a couple of these over the course of the show as each day goes by. They are lighter, so when you're done with one, if you don't need to reference it, just leave it in your hotel room and come back. Staying light is the name of the game to being able to walk these shows for so long. Don't get bogged down. They want to offer you a catalog. Here, take this free sample. Just take notes. You can always request the samples later, because that catalog, you say, oh, it's not bad, it's light, it's fine. 3 hours later, that's going to feel like you've got a 50-pound weight in the back of your bag. And if you took one catalog, chances are you're going to take another one and another one and another one. Same with if they're still handing out CDs. Some people still do that, or a memory clip. Just take notes, have them send you photos later, or contact with them to get their complete digital catalog. Everything's in the cloud. They're doing it too. Save the weight. Only carry your stuff. Okay, next. Bring your own small stapler and an extra set of staples in your bag with you. Most booths, they'll have a stapler there and they'll want to do it. But sometimes the booths are jammed and you want to come back later, or you just want to get a card and go. You don't want to futz around with looking on their table, oh, where's their stapler, where's this and that. You have your own, you grab the card, staple it into your book, you make some notes, you're on your way. With taking notes, you can also consider sometimes it may not be worthy of going into the notebook. You just want to take that card and put it in your pocket. If they hand you the card or right in front of them, don't start writing all over the card. It can be considered rude. So keep an idea of it. Thank you. Talk with them. If it's just something you're going to jot down quickly, like 5 stars and a note of it's pens, I'm going to come back later. When you've passed on, you're out of their sight, then just write on the card, put it in your pocket, write the booth number down, and away you go. Everyone's saving face. You're not wasting a lot of time with that, so you can take care of that. Sorry, losing the light there. Quick little camera jump. Continuing on with what you should have in your bag. Bring your own power bank and your charging cables. The iPhone or the micro USB, have both, because I guarantee you're going to be recording thoughts or answer calls, emails coming in, all that during the day. You want to make sure that phone is charged up, because it can be very hard to find a charging place. And again, you're wasting time waiting for them to charge your phone. Just have your phone in your bag or on your side, plugged in, keeping it charged up all the time. The other reason you want your power bank is you need to have a pair of headphones. I like to use the lightweight ones that you can also send and receive calls. These headphones are great, making calls on the go, but also when you start to get tired and you're going to take a break, put in the headphones, go out to one of the coffee shops, and take some time out. Listen to some music, recharge yourself before you head off back to walking all the booths. And also, if you just want a little bit of privacy every now and then, you can wear the headphones while you're walking the booths, listening to music, and then only take them out when you want to speak with a booth. It keeps a lot of people away from sometimes reaching out, grabbing you, oh, hey, come look at my booth, even though you have no interest in that booth whatsoever. So they're also a good deterrent. Get yourself a little mini tape measure. You'll be looking at those samples, and it's just good to sometimes measure out something you're really interested in. A lot of times, item codes could be very similar, only a letter or two off, or it's a different part of a set, and you didn't want the smaller one in the set, you want the larger. Just having this with you, you can clearly figure out which item it was and reference back to that in emails in the future when what seems like such a crystal clear memory at the show becomes very foggy. Lastly, the most important thing, business cards. Big stack of them. You're going to be handing a lot of them out, because if they give you a card where you're taking in notes, they're going to ask you for a card to follow up. So just make sure you have plenty of cards. You don't need to take every single one. It doesn't need to be a 10-pound brick in your bag. Leave some back at the booth, and you can refill as the days go on. And checking through my bag, that is it. Those are the items you need. That will guarantee that your show is a success and you don't hit the fatigue level too soon. For more videos on sourcing from Asia, click the like and subscribe. This is Chris Folino with Newvision Asia. Thank you.